All right, guys, welcome back to this segment. I hope you're having a good time. So, the camp of the Nigerian Super Eagles continues to buzz as we speak right now, as some more players have now joined the camp. The likes of Moses Simon and Alassane Yusuf are the latest to arrive the camp. And a few hours ago, we had the likes of Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyeka, and then Calvin Bassey also arriving early on today. So it's now 14 players in camp ahead of this Benin game on Saturday. Of course, we're still expecting a number of players to show up. I think up to like 7 players in total to make it a complete squad. But notwithstanding, I'm sure Coach Austin Eguavoen is going to fancy his chances of working with the people that are on ground at this moment. And there's a likelihood that we may actually see them do some formal training this evening, maybe under the floodlights at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, Uyo. So that's what's currently happening right now. And again, we don't have time at all. I actually thought that the turn up was a little bit better compared with the last time that that we played a match. But if you look at it closely, you would realize that there's no time. We have a match on Saturday, and today is already the 3rd. Today is Tuesday, so it's just about 4 days until we play that match. I think just 3 days if you remove the day of the match. So there's really no time, and then these players that have not showed up continue to be a problem, because the coach will definitely have to have a full squad before he is able to implement his tactics, his strategy for this game. But let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we get the rest of the guys show up before the end of today. There's also an update regarding an inclusion right now. One of the players that was called up in the person of BRIGHT-OSEYI has now been withdrawn from the squad. This is just happening not so long ago, I think just a few minutes ago. And the only indication to why he has been withdrawn now is that he probably has reported injured, which is the only reason why he has withdrawn. And NFF has now moved quickly to replace him with TENIMU Benjamin, the guy who gave his debut in the last call-up. So that's what's happening right now. TENIMU is now going to come in for BRIGHT-OSEYI to play that number 2 position. But aside from BRIGHT-OSEYI, I think the rest of the squad are expected to be available and around for this game. Speaking of players who have withdrawn from the squad, there's also a question about whether Victor Osimhen, the man who has recently completed his move to Galatasaray on a season-long loan from Napoli, there's a question of whether Osimhen is going to be available on time to play this game on Saturday. Of course, it's been a really hectic day for him. It's been a hectic last couple of days, because he has been trying to sort out his future with Napoli and all the other clubs that had showed interest in him. But I'm sure that Osimhen is going to come around. The only thing that I'm certain right now is that he's going to come late. Of course, any player that comes even right now as we speak is already late, because originally the camp is supposed to be opened from the 1st of September, and today is 3rd. So definitely anyone coming now is late. I think Osimhen should be in camp in time to partake in that one, but we'll see how things go. I don't really think there's much work for him to do aside from signing the paperwork, in Turkey, and then being unveiled officially by the Turkey side, and then that should be it. And then they can allow him to travel to Nigeria to represent his fatherland. But we'll keep our fingers crossed, and then hope that all of our players will be able to show up in time. So moving on, guys, Ighalo has now congratulated Victor Osimhen for his successful loan spell move to Galatasaray. Of course, Ighalo is very close to Victor Osimhen. He's like a senior brother to him. They've always, they always hang out together there. Osimhen always likes to be in the company of Ighalo and then takes his advice. But this man has now sent out a congratulatory message to Victor Osimhen for his recent move. Ighalo actually went to social media to congratulate Victor Osimhen by posting a caption that says, "Who God has blessed, no one can curse." Of course, it's not just Odion Ighalo. There are several fellow football players who have been congratulating Victor Osimhen for that successful move out of Napoli. If you recall, Ighalo, during the time that Osimhen was having a hard time going away from Napoli, Ighalo went to his social media and he was accusing Nigerians of trolling Victor Osimhen, of going to his DM to insult him and speak all manner of things. Then Ighalo dropped a post where he was accusing Nigerians of backstabbing Victor Osimhen, of not supporting him well enough during his hard times. Although it wasn't long after he posted it, he had to go back and delete it. I don't think Nigerians hate Victor Osimhen. I don't think Nigerians are not supporting him. To be honest, Osimhen has more people who love him than the ones who hate him. I'm not really sure I've met anyone in this Nigeria who doesn't love Osimhen or who doesn't support Osimhen. Yeah, because he's someone that gives his heart. We've seen him play for Nigerian Super Eagles. He pours out his heart every single time he's on the pitch. You can tell, even the blind can see. He uses all of his strength. He doesn't pretend. And this kind of player is not the kind of player that people hate on. People hate players that don't give 100%. Osimhen is an exception to that. He gives more than 100%. And of course, he needs all the loves that he can get. But moving away slightly from that one, let's talk about Victor Osimhen's new contract that he signed before he went on that season-long loan move to Galatasaray. I was reading a comment and then I found one of our members here, MD, actually asking that question. He said, "Why a further extension? I don't really understand." So even though there hasn't been a more broader professional explanation to this, my opinion, or what I think is the reason why Osimhen signed that contract, was that of course, he's still under the control of Napoli, and Napoli still decides what happens to his future, even though Osimhen has a say, in terms of which club he wants to go, whether he wants to go or not. But I think Napoli has like 60-70% of what happens to Osimhen, because they still have him under contract with them. So basically, I think why Osimhen had to sign that contract, it's not like he wanted to sign it. I don't think Osimhen, with everything that has happened with Napoli and all the stress that they have brought upon him, I don't think Osimhen would have loved to sign a new contract. But he did that because Napoli will have compelled him to do so. And as I said in the last video, Napoli are trying to make sure that they don't lose a dime from Victor Osimhen. They want to, make all the profit as much as they can before this man is sold. So by signing that extra 1-year contract, it means that when Osimhen comes back from loan from Galatasaray, that's the end of next season. If everything goes well, of course, there's still room for him to leave in January based on the clause in the contract. But if all things go right, Osimhen comes back at the end of this season, he will still have 2 years contract to stay in Napoli. And if Napoli has 2 years in Osimhen's contract, it will enable them to sell Osimhen for a really good amount of money, possibly the 75 million euros price tag that they have now slapped on him after he signed his new contract. So that's the reason why I think they made him sign that new contract. But if you know more about this and you think that perhaps I'm wrong about this, you can let us know in the comment section. That's the video for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're finding football story for the first time. And stay tuned to the channel. More updates coming in the later hours.